try this again. This will be the second time doing this video. I'm just gonna whip on through this. That might be good. So why did I choose the Fiat Abarth? A lot of people asked me. First thing I was looking for was a vehicle that could carry a baby seat in the back. So that eliminated a lot of these vehicles. Second, I looked at a lot of reviews on all these vehicles. Third, I wanted something original. Everyone's like, well, the Fiat Abarth was made in Mexico. Well, it's like my Honda Pilot. It was made in America. Everything was made in America. All the parts, it was assembled in America, but it's Japan designed. Where a vehicle is designed is where it gets its character. It's like looking at somebody that came from Europe and moved to America 10 years ago. They've got that flair. They've got that thing that's just a little bit different about them that someone that was born in America that we don't have. So basically I bought a vehicle that was designed and a lot of these parts were designed in Italy and has been an Italian car for the last 20 years that was built in Mexico. So I thought that was interesting. It's got a good track record in Europe. And then I was also looking for a vehicle that was unusual, something that's not all over the road. You got to look at resale value. It's got a fantastic resale value and a safety record in Europe. And so I'm really looking at all that. And I wanted something comfortable and high performance. And then I test drove it. And once you test drive one of these things, which a lot of people have not, so if you've test drove one and hated it, sure, leave a comment. But if you haven't, sure, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So you can talk all the crap you want, because I was the same way. I was like, I drove the Fiat Sport and I was not really too impressed. And then I drove the Abarth and wow, this thing is awesome. I mean, it's not like an Evo or something like that. I didn't want an Evo. I didn't want a V8 Mustang. I wanted something that got 31 plus miles per gallon. And I wanted something that goes to A to B, and I wanted a small vehicle. And this basically hit that. I wanted a vehicle that was under $30,000. No more than $30,000. I was looking for a vehicle under $25,000. And this vehicle, I almost walked out the door for under 25, but I had to have the leather seats, I had to have the fancy rims. Those were my choices. I didn't have to have those choices. I chose those choices. So the vehicle can be had for 22. The choices I made were my choices, not necessary choices, but I chose those choices. So the vehicle is a $22,000 vehicle, and it can be had easily, and I've seen a bare bones Fiat Abarth, and they're very nice. I mean, I saw one and I was like, wow, I could totally live with this vehicle. But I do like the extras that I bought. So we're going to go over, I did, one of the really cool comparisons I liked was AutoZone's vehicles under $30,000, new sports vehicles. And the vehicles that we're going to look at is the V6 Coupe Mustang, the BRZ, which actually the one they looked at was the FRS, and it was an automatic. I'm going to just throw that out there. But I'm not even going to look at the FRS because it's ugly. I like the BRZ and the Subaru Blue. It's absolutely beautiful, so I'm going to even throw that out there. The Fiat Abarth, the Mini Cooper S Coupe, the Volkswagen GTI, the Genesis Coupe 3.8 R spec, which is sweet. Alright, so here we go. Let's get this thing rolling. I am not a car expert, so these are how my thinking was. So, alright, so here's a picture of the Mini Cooper S. I think it's a nice looking vehicle. Why did I not purchase? You gotta look how I look. I got three people in my family. I'm almost 6 feet tall. I drive 100 miles a day. I spend $500 a month on gas, as it is. I have two Hondas. The Honda I primarily drive gets 26, 27 miles per gallon. It's extremely boring to drive. I spend 2 hours a day in my vehicle a day on very beautiful country roads, and wow, what a blast it would be to drive any one of these vehicles to work. Okay, why did I not get this one? Okay, I would never be able to put my daughter in the back. Well, how was its performance? Its performance was about a second better than the Fiat Abarth. There you go. So that's about it. Its brakes were not quite as good as the Fiat Abarth. Its acceleration was 1 second better than the Fiat Abarth. And granted, it should be. It's got no back seat. It's tighter, it's smaller, it's a coupe. It's got a rear spoiler that pops up at 50 miles per hour. It looks faster. Is it better looking? In my opinion, no. But that's completely an opinion-based comment. Once you option this thing out, it does end up being more expensive than the Fiat Abarth. But hey, whatever. So I didn't make that choice. Volkswagen GTI. This was on my short list. I was really thinking about this one. I think from the side, it looks like an obese Honda Civic from the 80s. Did not like it. With fancy rims. Did not like it. From the front, totally sexy. Awesome. From the back, totally awesome. Very functional car. The interior, it's got these plaid seat looking things. Totally hated that. But I could live with it, I guess. Fit and finish was incredible. Great German vehicle. Fantastic. Why did I not get it? It's a GTI. Very expensive to work on. Their record of... Now my buddy's got one problem after another. He basically told me, do not get one. So I kind of took his advice. And then I watched Auto Week. It was the lowest performing vehicle out of the bunch. Believe it or not. It did get a better lap time than the Mini Cooper S, the Abarth, the BRZ, but on the 0 to 60 and the slalom, it did not. So it's kind of weird. I guess its top speed is better on the straightaway. Who knows? Its brakes were horrid. It dive bombed on the slalom test twice, and those videos can be seen on Auto Week's test of these. Subaru BRZ, they did not test this. They did the FRS, but look how beautiful that vehicle is. I cannot say enough good things about this vehicle. A little bit expensive, $30,000. This is how vehicles used to be made. If I had two people in my family, I'd most likely probably purchase this one. I do wish that it wasn't such a high revving vehicle, because to rev this vehicle up to 4,000 RPMs and spin the tires and all that stuff, you'd have to be on a track. That's the thing I like about the Abarth, is at 2,000 RPMs, you're at full power, you are really moving, you can really scoot light to light without breaking the speed limit. You can really accelerate light to light. Really good for autocross. This vehicle, to do its full potential, it looks like you're really breaking the speed limit when you're really not. But something I thought about. But wow, the handling is just amazing on this vehicle. I can't say enough good things. It's a Subaru, which is a fantastic brand, and look at the color. Just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful vehicle. Its performance, basically its lap time was the same as the Abarth, but that lap time really means not even much of anything. I'm not even going to put lap times in the description. The only lap time that really stood out from the bunch is the V6 Mustang, and I'll mention that one more time when we get to that. Here's the V6 Mustang. The only car that really stood out from the bunch when it came to lap times and 0 to 60 and all that. Well, not 0 to 60. Lap times was the V6 Mustang. It had the handling, it had the speed, the top speed. It basically blew everything away by 10 seconds. It was definitely the class leader. It had brake issues. It's a heavy vehicle, of course. It has 305 horsepower, which is just awesome. It did not have the highest horsepower. The Genesis Coupe did at 348, but it's just a fantastic vehicle. One problem: it's a Mustang. I mean, everybody has a Mustang. I pass 1,000 of these. I want something a little bit different. I'm sorry. I mean, if I was 16 years old or 18 or a 50-year-old man going through a midlife crisis and always wanted one, maybe I'd go out and buy one. But the V6 Mustang, don't let this thing fool you. This is the Mustang. If you want the 5.0 V8 and all that good stuff, that's a supercar nowadays. That will blow the doors off basically anything on the road. And just an absolute beautiful vehicle. Gorgeous. Just beautiful. You can't go wrong with this. But for me, it's just a Mustang. I mean, whatever. Get the sports package, all that good stuff. Auto Week really hit that on the nail. 23 Hyundai Genesis. A lot of people, a lot of stuff on the forums talking about this. It's got the, look at it, just like every other Hyundai, it's got every gimmick in the whole book. Look at this. You got the photoprojonic lights. You got the LED little thing like the BMW thing. You got the fancy little whatchamacallit, the rims. I mean, they don't miss nothing. Look at this. They got the little BMW freaking satellite radio thing. Just like everything that every Korean car hits, they got everything. And then they'll get every number that any teenager wants. They got the 348 horsepower, smoking freaking horsepower. But you know what they forgot to do? Make this thing handle good. And I know I'm going to get some hate mail on this. But, hey, it's in the track time, baby. Because the Genesis Coupe with all that power, okay, did not beat the Mustang. The Mustang beat them with 305 horsepower, beat it by like 8 seconds. It has lots of power. 0 to 60, it was the fastest. The clutch is horrible. The handling was awful. It just needs a lot of help. I mean, it just angers me that a vehicle with this much horsepower, they can't dump maybe just a little bit of just some better suspension in this. But it's a tinkering car, right? I mean, you buy this to tinker with it. Okay, I understand. I get it, guys. I get it. Okay, yeah, I get it. I'm an old man that yeah, you tinker with it, so that way it just constantly has issues the whole time. I get it. Yeah, you build your own computers and they constantly crash. I get it. I get an iMac that never has any problems. I just get tired of the Korean cars doing this. They just have all these gimmicks. I'm just not a big fan of them quite yet. I just wish they could build vehicles that just worked. And they hit some really good points that I wish, Honda did. Why doesn't Honda have projector headlights? Why doesn't Honda have the LED strip? Why doesn't Honda maybe have the nice rims right off the bat? Why do you have to pay extra? Well, because you're getting the nice interior. Well, Honda kind of, if you look at the Honda Civic SI, they're starting to do what these other companies do. Sit in the new Honda Civic SI. The interior looks like garbage because they dumped all the money on the outside and on the engine, just like now all these other car companies have done. And all these Honda fans are saying, what the hell? Because they're used to that quality Honda has. So they're sitting in these cars, these Honda cars, and gosh darn it, I forgot. They did review the Honda Civic SI. And I don't have a picture of it, but the Honda Civic SI, they said the clutch, the manual transmission was incredible. Matter of fact, the Honda Civic SI had the ability to pull away from the V6 Coupe Mustang in the turning section of the track. the Mustang could not keep up with it. And a matter of fact, the SI pulled away from it, which would have meant the Abarth could have also. But like I said, the V6 Mustang was faster on the straightaway by 40 miles per hour than 3 of these vehicles. Just frickin' blew its doors off, top speed, and acceleration to top speed. So I think I've talked enough. The video is going on 15 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed my little talk. That's why I picked the Fiat Abarth. I really like the unusualness of it, and I love small vehicles. I've had small vehicles for an awful long time living in Japan. They're an absolute blast. Look forward to me making some cool videos, and I'm gonna give you a little preview of a really cool video I've seen on YouTube, and I'm actually gonna fade out to that, and I hope the guy doesn't mind. And wow, it's pretty cool. His name, it's Benton Blue Auto. Well, anyway, he does a really cool video. It's actually a GoPro, probably commercial, but he does a really good job. And sorry about the fact that I have not done a lot of GoPro videos, but he's got some really good music, and my daughter loves it. It's probably gonna wake her up because she's laying down on my bed. She woke up early. Alright, well, I'll cut to that later. I mean, I'll put a link to his video below. Give him a little bit of love. I shared it on Facebook, and since I shared it on Facebook, he's got like 50 views. So I hope it helps him. Man, this is a cool video. I love the techno music. I'm a real big fan. And, this is the character and the coolness of the Abarth name. I mean, if you really want a cool, fast car, go ahead and get out. Get the Mustang, sure, whatever. But this is unusual. All right, so y'all take it easy, and hope you guys enjoyed the video.